Substitute those two values in this equation. That equals to I1 means V naught minus V naught of S by RF minus V naught of S by RF. Then I2 value minus SCF into V naught of S minus SCF into V naught of S. V naught of S. Simplify the expression. That equals to minus V naught of S. You need to take common from these two terms. Minus V naught of S. You need to take common. Minus V naught of S. Is the common term from these two terms. Then 1 by RF, after taking common minus V naught of S from these two terms, you need to write 1 by RF plus SCF. So in this, the SCF is remaining pending. So that you need to take and write it here. Then simplify that one. Simplify the above equation. Minus V naught of S minus V naught of S one plus SCF RF S CF RF divided by RF. That equals to here the I value is equals to, what is the I value? SC1 VI of S. SC1 VI of S divided by 1 plus SC1 R1. Therefore, V naught of S by VI of S. V naught of S by VI of S is equals to minus SC1 RF divided by 1 plus SC1 R1 into 1 plus SCF RF So this is the voltage gain of practical differentiator. Therefore, mod A is equals to, so in the place of S, replace with j omega. If you replace or put S is equals to j omega in the equation, then we will get V naught of j omega. V naught of j omega divided by V I of j omega. V I of j omega is equals to F by FA square root of 1 plus F by FB plus F by FB whole square again you need to write here square. So this is the expression, voltage gain expression for practical differentiator. So up to now clear? See, from this equation, if the gain value increases, if the gain value increases at 20 decibels per decade, the gain value increases at 20 decibels per decade for FA is less than FB. So one will be able to increase the gain of this practical differentiator means at 20 decibels per decade. For F is equals to, sorry, FA is less than FB. This is the gain for increasing at 20 decibels per decade. For same, the gain is decreases at minus 20 decibels per decade for FA is greater than FB. One is for increasing the gain, so the another equation for decreasing the gain. The gain increases, the FA value is less than FB. That increases value is 20 decibels per decade. Here also, if the gain is decreases at minus 20 decibels per decade for FA greater than FB. This is the condition. So the value of FB should be selected such that FA less than FB less than FC, where FC is unity gain bandwidth. If the value FB should be selected such that FA less than FB less than FC, FA less than FB less than FC, where the value of B should be selected such that FA less than FB less than FC, where FC is the unity gain bandwidth. This is the unity gain bandwidth. Unity gain bandwidth. For good differentiator, let us assume if you want to make a good differentiator means it must ensure that the time period or the transfer function t is greater than or equal to, it should be satisfies three conditions. The first one is this should be t is greater than or equal to RFC1, first point. RFC1. For good differentiator, one must ensure that the T is greater than or equal to RF into C1. The second condition is choose FA is F maximum. FA, you need to choose FA is equals to F maximum. F maximum. FA is F maximum of input signal. FA is equals to F maximum of input signal. Assume that the practical value C1 should less than 1 microfarad. Assume that the practical capacitor value C1 should be less than 1 microfarad, and you need to calculate the feedback resistor value. You have a frequency value and you have a capacitor value. Then based on those two values, you will be able to calculate the feedback resistor RF value. Feedback resistor RF value. Then the third condition is, if the differentiator is a good one, means the third one is choose FB is 10 FA. Choose FB is 10 FA. Choose FA is equals to 10 FA. Now we need to calculate the value of R1 and CF, so that we need to equating R1 C1 is equals to RF CF. We need to calculate the values with the help of FB is equals to 10 FA. Now you need to calculate the value of R1 and CF, so that R1 and C1 is equals to R1 C1 is equals to C1 is equals to RF and CF. After calculating the R1 and CF values, then after these, see these 3 points for good differentiator. These 3 points for good differentiator are these three. These three are for good differentiator. The first one is T is greater than or equal to RF into C1. The second one is choose FA is equal to F maximum of input signal. Assume that the practical value of C1 is less than 1 microfarad. After that, you need to calculate the RF value. In the third point, you need to choose the FB is equals to 10 FA. Now we need to calculate the values of R1 and CF, so that you will get the R1 and C1 is equals to RF and CF. Then you need to draw the output waveforms for differentiator for sine and square waves. You need to draw the output waveforms for differentiator for sine and square. This means that if you people are applying your input as a sine, your input as a square, what type of outputs you will get it at the output terminal? What is the input signal input signal waveform? So we need to draw. Up to now clear? I think there is no doubt at all. Then we need to draw the first input waveforms. Let us assume if you have sinusoidal is a, if you have a sinusoidal as a input, then you will get the sinusoidal output only. This is the input. Vm, amplitude of the input signal. From this axis you need to take Vi value, and from this axis you need to take t time period. Assume that this is the pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi. This is a 0. This is the minus Vm. For this, you need to draw the output. For input sinusoidal signal, what is the output? V naught you need to draw like this. This is the output waveform for sinusoidal input. Is the Vm value minus Vm zero, same as it is t, pi 2 pi 3 pi same. There is no change in that. Assume that if the input signal as a square wave, then what is the output wave and what is the input wave? Assume that this is the 1 volt, this is the 0, Vi you need to take in this direction. This is the time period t. And we get minus 1 volt. Then what is the output? What is the shape of the output signal for input as a square wave? You need to draw like this. If we draw like this, means that then only we will have idea how will you get it at the one full cycle, for one full cycle and for half cycle, for one half cycle also. Okay, see for this Okay, this is the output waveform for is the V saturation, positive V saturation, V saturation minus V saturation. V naught value minus T. So for a square wave input, the output waveform will, for square wave input, the output waveform will consist of positive and negative spikes. For a square wave input, the output waveform will consist of a positive and negative spikes of magnitude plus V saturation, which is approximately plus or minus 13 volts for plus or minus 15 volts op-amp power supply. So for a square wave input, output waveform will consist of positive and negative spikes of magnitude V saturation, which is approximately plus 13 volts for plus 15 volts op-amp power supply. If the op-amp power supply is 15 volts, definitely the output value, the output magnitude value V saturation, which is approximately plus or minus 13 volts. So during the time period for which input is constant, during the time period for which input is constant at positive 1 volt, the differentiator output will be 0. During the time period for which input is constant at positive or plus or minus 1 volt, for the differentiator output will be 0. However, when input transistor between positive 1 volt level, the slope of the input is infinite for an ideal square wave. Therefore, the output will get clippered. The output will get clippered. This means that if the input transits between the plus or minus 1 volt level, the slope of the input is infinite. The slope of the input is infinite for an ideal square wave. For an ideal square wave. Therefore, the output will get clippered. Therefore, the output will get clippered. So, this is the practical differentiator explanation. Then the next topic is integrator. Up to now clear? Then the next topic is integrator.
Yes, sir.
Integrator, put aside heading integrator. Integrator. First, you need to draw the diagram for integrator. is the feedback capacitor CF, inverting terminal, non-inverting terminal, R compensating resistor, R com equals to R1, is the R1, is the node, assume that is the node N. Here you need to apply input voltage Vi through your resistor R1. Here you will get the output voltage V0 is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral dVi by dt. Integral Vi by dt. This is the output. What will get it from the output terminal of the integrator. So if we interchange the resistor and capacitor of the differentiator, if we interchange the resistor and capacitor of differentiator, we have the circuit as shown in the figure is called as integrator. If we interchange the transistor and capacitor of differentiator, we have the circuit as shown in the figure is called as integrator. So apply the nodal equation or apply the nodal analysis at node N. Apply nodal analysis at node N is Vi by R1 plus CF into Vi by R1 plus CF into d V0 by dt. Is equals to 0. If we are applying nodal analysis at node N, then we will get it the Bi by R1 plus Cf into dV0 by dt is equals to 1. This is the equation number 1. This is the equation number 1. Yeah, simplify the expression. Cf into dV0 dt is equals to minus Vi by R1. Cf into dV0 divided by dt is equals to minus Vi into divided by R1. Okay, dV0 dt is equals to dV0 dt is dV0 divided by dt is equals to minus Vi of t divided by R1 CF. integrating both sides, integrating on both sides, we get the value. If we integrating on both sides from 0 t to 0 or 0 to t, integrating on both sides will get it the value dv naught by dt, dv naught by dt is equals to minus 1 by r1 cf integral 0 to t va of t into dt, va of t into dt. Therefore, v naught of t is equals to, here the derivative and integral going to cancel, then we will get the v naught of t, v naught of t, v naught of t is equals to minus 1 by r1 cf integral 0 to t va of t into dt, va of t into dt plus v naught of 0. This is the equation number 2. So where in this equation v naught of 0 is the initial output voltage. So in the equation number 2 we have v naught of 0. So that is initial output voltage. The circuit thus provides an output voltage which is proportional to the time integral of input. The output voltage which is proportional to the time integral of input. The output voltage which is proportional to the time integral of input, and R1 CF is time constants of integral or integrator. R1 and CF is the time, R1 CF is the time constant of integrator, and output voltage which is proportional to the time integral of input. So the frequency response of an integrator, the frequency response of an integrator V naught of S is equals to, the frequency response of integrator can be V naught of S is equals to, V naught of S is equals to minus 1 by SR1 CF into Vi of S. put s is equals to j omega. Then we'll get it the v naught of j omega. V naught of j omega is equals to minus 1 by j omega r1 cf j omega r1 cf into vi of j omega. So the transfer function is mod A is equals to V naught of j omega by V naught VA of j omega. The transfer function mod A is equals to mod of V naught by j omega by VA of j omega is equals to, up to now clear? Up to now clear, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Therefore, the transfer function of this integrator mod A is equals to mod of V naught j omega divided by Vi of j omega. That equals to minus 1 by j omega r1 cf minus 1 by j omega r1 cf. We have mod for this. Then what will happen? J will be going to cancel. Then we will get it the value of 1 by omega r1 cf. Therefore, mod A is equals to 1 by, so in place of omega, we need to substitute 2 pi f. Omega is equals to 2 pi f, right? Substitute that value here. 1 by 2 pi f r1 cf. Is the mod A is equals to. That equals in terms of frequencies 1 by f by fb. That equals to fb by f. fb by f. Where fb is the 1 by 2 pi r1 cf. Where fb is the 1 by 2 pi r1 cf. Let us assume that at f is equals to fb. Let us assume that at f is equals to fb, the gain of integrator is unity. Let us assume that the f value is equals to fb. The gain of the integrator is unity, 20 log of 1 base 10. is equals to 0 decibels. Okay, you need to draw that diagram also. Frequency response of ideal integrator. Frequency response of ideal integrator. This one. This is F is equals to FB. Here you need to take V naught by Vi in terms of decibels. Or you need to call this is the gain in terms of decibels. This is the basic integrator, which will be how -6 decibels per decade or 20 decibels per decade. 20 decibels per decade. This is the frequency response of ideal integrator. Frequency response of ideal integrator. See, from this frequency response of ideal integrator, assume that if the omega value is equals to 0, what will happen? The gain is infinity. If the omega value is equals to 0, what is the gain value? The gain A value is infinity. Gain value is infinity. Gain value will be infinity. If the F value is the FB, if the F is FB, what will happen? The gain is unity. The gain of the integrator is unity. If the gain of the integrator is unity, then what is the bandwidth? The bandwidth value is 0 decibels. Okay, so we need to know that at the DC capacitor, CF, which will be behaves as an open circuit in the diagram, that feedback capacitor CF will be behaves open circuit. There is no negative feedback in the circuit. If the CF value will be become open circuit, so there is no feedback path for your integrator circuit. So the op-amp thus operates in an open loop, resulting in infinite gain. So when will you get it? The infinite gain means if the CF will behaves open circuit, there is no negative feedback in the circuit. Because of that reason, the resulting value or the op-amp will operates in the open loop, resulting in infinite gain. But the output never become infinite, rather it saturates at negative or positive supply, depends on the polarity of input DC signal. The output never become infinite. So why the output never become infinite means, rather than it saturates either positive or negative supplies, depends on the polarity of the input DC signal. Depends on the polarity of input DC signal. Okay, so this is the ideal integrator derivation part and explanation.